Hey, what's up? This is Jesse from the HEYDAZE, and you're listening to KZOW 91.9 Active Radio.
I'm sitting down here with Jesse Fink from the HEYDAZE. Jesse, why don't you tell me about the group? How'd you guys get started?
How do we get started? Me and Andrew, the guitar player, met in college and started playing together. And, over the next 2 years, we picked up our bass player, Alexander, who was a freshman at school with us. And then the next year, picked up our drummer, Tyler, who was playing in a friend's band. And so over the last, 2.5 years, the band's really just kind of come together. And the sound's changed a lot, but we're now really kind of hitting our stride and figuring out what works. And, so that is the very short version of the story. The long version can take a while.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it definitely could. Why don't you tell me a little bit personally, how did you personally get started into music? Is something you always wanted to do? How'd you get started?
I got started playing music. I started playing guitar and piano in third grade. And actually started writing music in third grade and wrote throughout middle school and high school, but I was very kind of shyer about my music and didn't really like people hearing it. So I was really more writing it for my own pleasure. And then in college when I met Andrew and started playing with him, he kind of, pushed me to be more of a lead singer, and I just started gaining confidence, and music was always something that I was interested in, but I definitely, 10 years ago didn't think that I would necessarily be the lead singer of a band. So it's been great.
Was it in college that you realized that music was truly what you wanted to do as your career?
Yeah. I think that I was interested in several things going into college, music being one of them. And then once I was in college, no classes really interested me very much, and nothing I was doing. The only thing that really interested me was sitting in Andrew's room and writing songs. So I was like, this is kind of, I think, what I'm supposed to be doing. And I left college going into my senior year, and Alexander, the bass player, was a freshman, and he dropped out as well. And I think we both just kind of, this is what felt like the best use of our time and what we were best at, and yeah.
Well, it sounds like you guys, it's going good for you guys so far. So the name, the HEYDAZE, what does it mean? Where does it come from? Where did you get the name from?
The name comes from a tradition from the college we went to called Heyday, but I think that it means more because there's something about our music, I think people have said, that's kind of like young and free and makes people feel nostalgic to a certain time of your life, your heydays, if you will. So I think that it began just as something different, but I think it does take on a different meaning as well now.
All right. So, Jesse, everyone's kind of got their inspirations. Who inspires you in music, or who do you guys try to, take after, or who do you model your band after?
I think we all share, we all come from different musical influences, but we all share a love for alt rock bands who have kind of like a pop sensibility, who have, catchy choruses, but are still, really bands we all love. Kings of Leon, The Killers, Oasis, recently become big fans of Tame Impala. So, just that is really kind of one common ground that we've all grown up on, and now I think we're really embracing that kind of music and trying to make it our own.
All right. Let's talk about your new track, the one that got featured on New Music Friday. Tell me about Hurts Like Hell. Was it written by the group, or how did you pick it out?
It was written by us and two buddies out in L.A.
Okay, so what was the inspiration for Hurts Like Hell?
The inspiration was, at the time it just kind of came together, and it wasn't necessarily begun with any certain inspiration, but I think once we got into the writing process, it's just this like relatable idea that I think is a feeling that a lot of people have felt before, of when you lose someone, whether it's, you know, a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a friend or a family or whatever. It's very hard to accept the reality of that, and so you just want to keep yourself busy and distract yourself and not want to, you know, let it sink in. But if you stop and, you know, lie in bed, that's when it really hurts like hell, if you will. So, yeah, I think that was... But the song itself, you know, we wrote it in 2 days, and the first day we got that melody of the chorus. We didn't really have any words, and then we just it just came together.
All right, sounds awesome. So you guys were featured in New Music Friday playlist on Spotify. How did you find out about that, and what was your reaction to being featured in that playlist? I'm a big follower of New Music Friday. You know, every Friday I listen to it. That's kind of where I get my music from these days. So I woke up on Friday morning and I checked it, and I saw we were on it, and I maybe let out a little scream of excitement. And we sent each other all, you know, screenshots, the band, just letting each other know we were on it, and we were all super psyched. I mean, it's an awesome look, and we're on it with a lot of other really credible artists and people that we listen to and look up to. So I think that it was very honored to be on it, and definitely a great look. All right, so what has the reaction been when it comes to fans? Have you gained a lot of new fans since being on it? What's kind of the reaction of the consumer to you guys?
I think people are really reacting strongly to it. We hadn't put out a song in about over a year because we've just been really working on... We got signed in October, and we just since then had been really working on honing in on our sound and you know, finding the perfect song to lead with. And I think people are really reacting to that. I mean, the fans that we already had on Twitter and other things are, you know, have nothing but incredibly positive things to say. And we're seeing new fans begin to pop up. It has, you know, over 100,000 plays on Spotify already. And I think we're going to keep seeing it going up. So,
all right. What are your plans for the future with this group? Can we expect a U.S. tour soon, or being featured on some other artist tour? What's the big plans for the future?
Yeah, I think both of those things are probably likely to happen. We also are going to be putting out more songs, probably a project in the next, you know, handful of months. For Like Hell is definitely a great song, but we have a couple other ones that we're really, really proud of and excited to put out. So we'll be putting out music, we'll be playing a bunch of shows, and just continuing to push what has already begun.
All right, Jesse, where can people find your music? How can they contact you and let you know how much they like the song?
So you can find our music on iTunes and Spotify, and you can let us know how much you love it on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. Everything is at the HEYDAZE, TheHeydaze.
All right, thank you so much for joining the show, Jesse.
Yes, thank you so much for having me, man. Thank you.
Hey, what's up? This is Jesse from the HEYDAZE, and you're listening to KZOW 91.9 Active Radio.